Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Tuesday again, and welcome back. If you missed it a little bit earlier, I uploaded my thoughts on the Kringle Country Candle Coconut and Blueberry Tart fragrance. And in this video, we're talking about another new fragrance for spring summer 2023 from Kringle. And this is the scent Sea Breeze. This is obviously, sorry, Alpha's trying to get into my lap here. He's kind of running into the camera while he's trying to do that. This is obviously in the 2-wick tumbler jar, if you will. And I also own this now in the 3-wick candle format, as well as I bought a ton of the wax melts. I love this scent, you guys. And it's kind of wild to me how much I have grown to love this, because this is not at all a fragrance that is normally in my wheelhouse. I have talked multiple times on my channel about how I am just not a warm weather tropical person. And don't get me wrong, I still hate the summer. I think it is a season that I could very easily do without for the remainder of my life and have zero ill effects. Like, if I could just live in a winter wonderland year round, like that would totally be my preference. However, I will say, the older I get, the more my tastes are changing, at least around fragrance. Not around weather, but around fragrance for sure. I used to not necessarily despise, but just not really care about, was never drawn towards tropical fragrances at all. Anything that had that kind of like salty or beachy, oceany type vibe to it was an automatic like, pass. You know, like I don't need that in my life. I am not like a beachy scent kind of person, but things are changing and that's okay. So yes, if you have a club just for like beachy ocean air vibe fragrances, can I join? Because I now see why so many people love these types of scents. They really put you in a better mood. Like, I feel like this is why people love the sun. Like, that's what my friends tell me. The people that really like summer, they're like, it's the warmth, it's the smells of summer. Like, it's all of it. And like, I get it. I can see why you enjoy sunshine. Especially if these are the types of smells that are associated with sunshine. Absolutely. So anyway, you can find Sea Breeze in all of the formats at this point. So if you want to get the tumbler jar that I have here, it's available in the large and the medium. You can get the 3-wick, you can get the daylight, you can get the wax melts. These new spring and summer fragrances are not on sale yet. So if you want to get a discount, the ambassador codes are really the only like quote unquote sale that you can get on these at this point. So I imagine probably maybe within the next few weeks they'll put these on sale. So stay tuned. It has to happen at some point. I know a lot of you are like, when is Kringle gonna put them on sale? I don't know. We haven't been told about that. So also Alf just totally fell asleep, so he's snoring. Anyway. I will link this down below. You can save 15% with the code Melanie15. So if you want it, you can use that. All right, let's get into the description. Let's talk about the fragrance notes. Let's talk about what I smell and strength and throw, because this candle is excelling in all of the right areas for me. All right, Sea Breeze, an immersive scent featuring warm ambered sands and darkened coconut fruit, swirled within a coastal complex of azure waters, salted palm, marine kelp, and sun-ripened island fruits. All right, top notes are ozone and coconut. Your mid notes are fruit and green, and the base is coconut and amber. All right, so ozone, let's talk about that. To me, ozone in this particular candle is giving me that like salty ocean air that I smell when I go to the beach. I actually smelled that exact same like salty ocean air vibe in Hawaii when I was there in December. And I go to the Oregon coast quite frequently. I love the Oregon coast. I'm a huge sucker for going to the beach. And like, it was really surprising to me that the like salty ocean air smells the same in Hawaii as it does in Oregon. For some reason, I was expecting something different. Now in Hawaii, you are also getting a lot more of those like other tropical smells. So to me, this doesn't necessarily smell like a day at the Oregon beach. Like, we don't have palm trees. We don't grow coconuts here. So this isn't entirely our vibe, but it's that salty ocean air. Like when you drive to the beach and you get out of your car and you take that first deep breath of air, and it just smells fresh and clean and definitely salty, but just fresh, clean, salty, beachy air. Like that is what that ozone is coming across as to me. And it's like a perfect representation of that. It is done so well. It really takes you like to the beach. Now, in terms of the coconut is mentioned as both a top and a base note. The coconut really does kind of run throughout this entire candle. It is more of a creamy coconut for sure. Probably more so authentic coconut versus like sunscreen coconut. Like this doesn't smell like the Hawaiian tropic sunscreen or suntan lotion to me. Like it doesn't smell like that. It does have more of like that real kind of authentic creamy coconut scent to it. I don't think it smells artificial at all. In terms of the green, I actually do pick up the green as well. And to me, it kind of translates as like, you know, like the smell of like banana leaves or monstera leaves or like, you know, other tropical ferns. And yeah, I've got a palm tree on here. While I did not stick my nose into any palm trees while I was in Hawaii, there is just this kind of like, I feel like in tropical areas, I've had like one experience in my life going to a tropical place, but like there is this kind of like greenness that you experience, especially once you get out of like we were in Waikiki and Honolulu. So once you get out of that and you start driving like around the island, like everything is so lush and green, and it does have this kind of clean green, slightly grassy, but also just smells like tropical leaves type vibes. And that is something that is very, very present in this fragrance as well. I feel like all of the notes are just kind of almost like equally represented. You just smell everything so well in here. In terms of fruit, I think the only fruit though, however, that I really smell is probably that coconut. And coconut's a fruit, right? No, it's a nut. It's not even a fruit. Or is it? I just realized I don't know what the hell a coconut is. Whatever it is, I smell coconut. I think of coconut as a fruit, so that's what we're going with. I guess maybe the amber is the only thing that doesn't really like super stand out to me, but I can see where it comes in as a supporting ingredient for some of these other smells, like especially the coconut or that ozone. I think it lends more of like a warmth to the fragrance, if you will. And with this being like a tropical, like sunshiny kind of smell, like that warmth I think is important. And I think that's probably the role that amber plays here. I love amber in personal fragrance. I think it works really well with my body chemistry, but I also happen to like it in candle form as well. And I think here, while I don't smell the typical amber that I typically smell in my like perfumes that I love, I do smell like the warmth, I think, that is represented by that. So yeah, you guys, as far as scent goes, it's a great scent. Now, sorry about that. Just had some thoughts there about that, I guess. Homeworx has, if you have ever had, because I know sometimes people are like, does it smell like this from this company? I can't think of anything from Bath & Body Works that is really similar to this, but if you have smelled Sea Breeze from Homeworx, I do think these two candles share some similarities, and I actually like Sea Breeze a lot more than I did back when it first came out. I actually still have one of the original 3 wicks in Sea Breeze from Homeworx. But I think this has more sweetness to it from that coconut. The Sea Breeze from Homeworx, I think, is a lot more fresh. I think that relies a little bit more on like that salty ocean air, like ozone type note, than it does like the green or like that tropical, like fruity coconut type note. So yeah, I do think if you liked Homeworx Sea Breeze, you'll probably also like this Sea Breeze. But yeah, anyway, so there's a comparison for you. Like I said, I cannot think of anything that I've tried from Bath & Body Works that mirrors this in any kind of way. If you do have some suggestions, if you happen to have this one and you are more familiar with the tropical scents from Bath & Body Works, please let everyone else know in the description box down below so that they maybe have a reference point that I'm just not able to give here. Strength and throw. All right. I am going to put the strength of this one at... it's kind of actually similar to the coconut blueberry tart. Now, you can see I am at the halfway point. I would put the strength of this still at like a solid 7. I don't think I would put it at like a 7.5. I am hoping, and I'm pretty sure that when I light up the 3-wick version, it's going to give me like the 8 that I'm looking for. So I think subsequent purchases of this fragrance for me will come in the form of the wax melts, which I now have a ton of, so I'm good for a little bit, but also the 3-wick format. I think that that is just going to be a much more, I just think that's a better format for me probably than the 2-wick tumbler jars, at least with some of these fragrances that I would like more oomph out of, if you will. The throw, I would put right around a 7 as well. I have mostly actually had this candle in my dining room, and it has lived, I will say, it has lived most of its life in the Hurricane, the Chester Hurricane that lives on my dining room table. But she really does do a good job of not only fragrancing the dining room, but also breaking out of the dining room. Like, I can smell this scent in the entryway very easily in this 2-wick format. So the throw, I would probably actually put between a 6 and a 7, which is, it's good. Again, I'm hoping the 3-wick gives me even more. So as I start to burn the 3-wick later on this week, I will definitely let you guys know in the weekly home fragrance roundup what the experience is with the 3-wick versus the 2-wick in terms of strength and throw. So do make sure you're subscribed, and then the weekly home fragrance roundup should pop up in your subscription feed when it goes up this Saturday. So anyway, guys, I feel like that's kind of all that I have to say about Sea Breeze. It's a great scent. I'm clearly in love with it, and I will be purchasing more over the course of the summer, I'm sure. And I too have my fingers crossed that we're gonna get like a really good, like, significant sale coming up here soon. But I don't have an exact date yet for you guys, but I will go ahead and link it down below. Do let us know your thoughts in the comments if you have tried this one. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. Make sure you give this video a big fat thumbs up if you found it helpful. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.